Have you ever replayed a conversation in your head for hours, thinking, why did I let them get to me like that? One cruel comment, one unfair criticism, one subtle, disguised provocation, and suddenly your whole mood collapses. You defend yourself, you explain yourself, you may even explode, and later you feel weak, ashamed, and frustrated with your own reaction. What if the real problem isn't what they said, but how easily they could move you? In this video, you're going to learn a Stoic method that turns every verbal attack into a quiet test you pass with calm. A simple 3-step process that helps you stay cold, clear, and untouchable, without shouting, without arguing, without begging anyone to understand you. Stay with me until the end. Because once you master these steps, no insult, no accusation, and no provocation will ever have the same power over you again. Most people believe they're being attacked because they did something wrong. That's the first mistake. When someone criticizes you harshly, mocks you, or throws a passive-aggressive comment, it feels personal. But in reality, it usually has very little to do with you. Before we go into the method, you need to understand what's really happening when someone attacks you. From a Stoic point of view, an attack is rarely about the target. It's a mirror of the attacker. Very often, the person in front of you is revealing one of 3 hidden weaknesses. Insecurity. They feel small, so they try to make you feel smaller. Envy. Your discipline, your calm, or your progress exposes what they lack. The need for control. If they can make you react, they feel powerful. Once you see this, everything changes. The insult is no longer a dagger in your chest. It becomes data. As Epictetus said, it's not events that disturb you, but your opinions about them. A harsh comment is just a mixture of words and emotion filtered through someone else's fragile mind. When you understand that, you stop being the victim in the scene. You become the observer, calm, analytical, in control. And from that position, you're finally ready to respond like a Stoic, not like a puppet. Once you stop treating every attack as a verdict on your worth, you enter a different game. This is where the Stoics introduce a powerful idea: controlling impressions. Every insult, every sarcastic tone, every unfair criticism arrives first as an impression in your mind, a raw image, a feeling, a story your ego wants to believe. They don't respect me. I have to defend myself. I can't let this go. But the Stoic doesn't accept the first story. He pauses and asks, what is really happening here? Is this a fact? Or just someone's opinion mixed with their own insecurity and frustration? In that brief pause, something subtle but profound happens. You stop being inside the scene, and you start watching the scene. You notice your heartbeat. You notice your urge to react. You notice your thoughts rushing to defend your pride, and instead of obeying them, you observe them. That is your first taste of real power. Because the moment you can see your impressions instead of being controlled by them, the balance shifts. The attacker is no longer in charge. Your emotions are no longer steering the wheel. And that shift, from reacting to observing, opens the door to the Stoic 3-step method that turns any attack into a quiet victory. Reflect, deflect, reframe. Let's walk through each one. The first step is reflect. And the paradox is that this move is actually no movement at all. It is the decision to pause. When someone attacks you, your body wants to react instantly. Your chest tightens. Your jaw locks. Your ego is ready to jump into battle. But this is exactly the moment when the Stoic does something most people never do. He waits. No counterattack. No long explanation. Just a small, deliberate silence. Epictetus said, "If someone irritates you, realize that it is your own judgment that has irritated you. The insult itself is not what burns you. It is your decision to grab it and press it against your own chest." Imagine this. In a meeting, someone says in a sharp tone, "This work is clearly below standard." Everyone looks at you, expecting a defensive explosion. Instead, you breathe once. You look at the person calmly, and you say nothing. In that moment, the energy reverses. Their aggression hangs in the air with nowhere to land. They expected drama. What they find is a wall of calm. That silence is not weakness. It is your first declaration of power. Your attack does not dictate my reaction. Reflect is simply this. Feel the hit. Hold the line. Do not move first. Once you've mastered this pause, the next move is to use your calm actively. The second step is deflect. This is where your calm stops being silent and starts becoming active. If silence is your shield, then deflection is your sword. Instead of answering emotion with emotion, you answer emotion with questions. A Stoic doesn't dive into the content of the attack. He aims straight at the intention behind it. Imagine someone saying, with contempt in their voice, "Your report was a mess. Did you even try?" Most people would rush to defend themselves. "That's not true. I worked so hard." You instead hold your composure and reply, "All right. What specifically would you like to see done differently next time?" The attack wanted chaos. You brought clarity, or someone throws a jab. You always have to be the smart one, don't you? The usual reaction would be, "I'm not trying to be smart. I'm just helping." The Stoic response is different. "I notice a lot of tension in your tone. Is there something else bothering you?" These questions seem gentle, but they completely change the frame. You move the conversation from attack and defense to clarity and responsibility. Now the other person has to either explain themselves or reveal that there was no real substance behind their words. When emotion meets clarity, emotion almost always loses. Deflect doesn't mean avoiding truth. It means refusing to wrestle in the mud. You guide the discussion back to facts, intentions, and next steps, and you keep your center while you do it. But even when you've asked the right questions, there is one final move that decides whether the attack stays with you or disappears completely. The third step is reframe. This is where you quietly take back full control of the story. Reframing means you treat the attack not as a wound, but as neutral information. Information you decide how to interpret and how long it stays in your mind. Go back to the first example. After you ask, "What specifically would you like to see done differently next time?" the other person softens and says, "I just want the work to be done well." You simply reply, "Understood. I appreciate the feedback. I'll keep that in mind." And then you move on with the meeting. You didn't beg. You didn't argue. You didn't carry it with you for the rest of the day. You reduced the attack to what it really was, a piece of feedback you can choose to use or to discard. Or after someone says, "You always have to be the smart one," and then backtracks, "No, I was just joking." You answer, "I see. Sometimes I misread the tone. Anyway, as I was saying." You've just reframed their jab as something small and irrelevant. Seneca wrote, "No one can harm me without my consent." Reframing is the act of refusing that consent. You decide their words are not a threat. They are background noise. The attack doesn't disappear. It simply loses all power over you. Reflect, deflect, reframe. 3 movements. 1 unshakable mind. But even with this method, there are traps that quietly pull you back into the old game. The first trap is over-justifying. When you rush to explain yourself, piling on reasons and details, you don't sound innocent. You sound guilty and insecure. A Stoic answer is short, clear, and calm. Say what needs to be said, then stop. The second trap is counterattacking. It feels satisfying to strike back, to throw a sharper comment, to put them in their place. But the moment you do that, you're no longer in control. Your ego is. You've traded your calm for a few seconds of revenge. The third trap is sarcasm. It looks clever, but it's usually just pain wearing a mask. Sarcasm may win laughs. It rarely wins respect. To truly master this art, you have to train it. For the next 7 days, practice one thing. When you feel provoked, pause, breathe, observe, then choose, reflect, deflect, or reframe. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to tell anyone you're being stoic. Just run the method quietly in your own mind. Little by little, people will realize they can't shake you so easily. They won't always know why. They'll just feel it. In a world ruled by impulsiveness, the person who commands himself is the one everyone quietly looks up to. In the end, this isn't really about other people at all. It's about who you become every time you're tested. The Stoics were clear. The real enemy is not the insult, the criticism, or the unfair comment. The real enemy is impulsiveness, pride, and ego inside you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to love." When you truly feel that, a random remark from someone having a bad day becomes small, almost irrelevant. Life is full of small battles, at work, at home, online. Most people fight them with ego and emotion, and they walk away wounded. The Stoic walks differently. He moves through the same chaos with a quiet certainty. I do not control them. I control myself. And that simple truth turns every attack into a chance to grow stronger. At some point, you have to decide what kind of person you want to be in the middle of conflict. Not the person who always has the sharpest comeback, but the one whose peace cannot be taken. With reflect, deflect, and reframe, every attack becomes training. Every provocation becomes a chance to rise above your old self. Before you go, take a moment to decide how you want to walk into your next conflict: reactive and exposed, or calm and untouchable. If this video gave you clarity, don't let it stay just interesting. Turn it into a habit. Subscribe to Stoic Ether so you can keep training your mind, week after week, to stay composed under pressure, set firm boundaries, and protect your peace in a loud, chaotic world. If you found value here, leave a like. It quietly tells the algorithm that this kind of calm strength matters. And now I want to hear from you. Which step are you going to practice first in your real life? Reflect, deflect, or reframe? Write it in the comments, and if you're ready to make this your new identity, add the words. My calm is my weapon. I'll see you in the next video, stronger, quieter, and more in control.